Hello there, everybody. This is Gage Williams coming at you with the next installment of our quest to take down the Oxide Ghost with Sewer Speedway. This is going to be a longer video because this is a difficult ghost that I did not do very well with in my run, but we'll get on to that as it comes to us. For now, we are going to talk about Sewer Speedway, a track that I rather enjoy more than I thought that I would. I mean, it's pretty typical. Not many people like sewer levels in games, just like not many people like water levels. But Sewer Speedway, as far as like a sewer-themed level goes, I think it's pretty cool. I think that it has a very nice atmosphere to it. A lot of good detail. It's a nice-looking track, although it's also very simple because most of it is spent in these little tubes. So yeah, I don't know how far I can go to compliment it, but I do think that they pulled off the atmosphere pretty nice. I like it. I enjoy the track. As far as the layout goes, I really like that too. I like anything in kart racers where the track is based around choice. Multiple paths, branching paths. I mean, even this shortcut right here. I mean, you could keep following it, which I wouldn't do, by the way. It is slower than just jumping down. Or you can just jump down. The very beginning opening bit there, the little figure-8 type of intersection. I like things like that. It gives you a choice. And that always makes runs more interesting when it's not completely brain dead. I love time trials and all, but it is a pretty brain dead thought process. You are always going to be running the same line that you do on every other lap, so just having an option where you have to think a little bit more about what your line is going to be, that's always a good thing, in my opinion. And I wish that I would see it more often than kart racers tend to have, which is a shame, but oh well. I mean, what can you do? Sewer Speedway is a relatively difficult ghost for the exact same reason that we had in Blizzard Bluff. It's,
Think you're fast, eh? Well, let's see if you can beat my fastest time on this track.
So as you can imagine from my sigh there, right before Entropy took over, this is a difficult ghost, and I struggle with it, because you have to make the shortcut. It is exactly like Blizzard Bluff. If you can't make the shortcut, you will not beat Oxide. Guaranteed. So here, I'm going to be facing Entropy. I just wanted to point this out right away. I got caught on that little corner. Apparently that is a solid corner. This is just a bit of a testament to how bad Entropy is. You should not ever have any difficulty with Entropy. I mean, I got caught there for how long? I didn't even make the shortcut, but that's okay. I'm still going to be facing Entropy. So yeah, back to the difficulty. That is a difficult shortcut to make. I would say more difficult than the river jumping shortcut was. It is one of the few instances in the game where you actually need to make use of the hangtime turbo mechanic. You will not build up enough speed by just drifting inside the pipe and then trying to take it at an angle. You need to jump off the side so that you can get some height, so you can get a nice big boost to jump down in. As you see, we're already caught up to Entropy. I mean, he's not a difficult ghost. He never is. You should never have a problem with Entropy, as far as I can remember. There's probably a track out there that I'm just completely forgetting about where Entropy is actually difficult. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably Turbo Track that he would be difficult in, but I don't know. That's not for a long time, even if that is the case, so we're gonna get back on track. Sewer Speedway, as far as the layout goes in terms of ghost difficulty, is not that bad aside from the shortcut. Oxide is a fairly decent ghost here. He's not going to be doing anything remarkably impressive with his speed other than taking that shortcut every lap. So, as long as you train your drifts well and you don't hit those barrels, then you should be fine. In fact, I even think that you do have the leniency to clip through barrels like I just did. But no, I think that you have the leniency to actually hit barrels and or at least one and still be able to beat him. But I'm not positive on that.
I'll admit you're fast on this track. But I bet you can't do the same on all the other tracks.
A new voice line showing the more posh side of Entropy. I bet you can't do as well on the other tracks. That was a really bad impersonation that took it in a weird spot. So I'm gonna abandon that joke right here, right now, by bringing loads of attention to it. But anyway, on for tips. It's gonna be basically the same things that you see in Blizzard Bluff. You want Tiny or Dingodile because they are the fastest, and thus they can clear the shortcut easier. Right here, so you're gonna see, if you can't clear the shortcut, there's no point in continuing the run unless you just want to practice getting the shortcut down. As for getting the shortcut, you want to basically do what I'm doing once I come out of the figure 8 section. I mean, you can take this figure 8 section however you please. I think this is the fastest route. But what you want to do is you want to drift to the left, jump up, curve yourself back down, and hop at the edge of that, and you'll land. And then I would suggest cutting down here just like I have been doing, instead of following the shortcut out for the rest of the way. It is faster to just cut and jump down right there, so long as you don't hit the barrel. Aside from that, Entropy is a pretty simple ghost here. I mean, there's not much else to the track. It's pretty straightforward aside from the shortcut. So as long as you chain your drifts well, then you'll be set. It's not that bad of a ghost aside from the shortcut. But because that shortcut exists, I have to classify him as a difficult ghost. I mean, theoretically, if you had no idea how to make this shortcut, then Oxide would be impossible for you, so I don't feel bad calling it a difficult ghost, even though he is very simple otherwise. There, I hit the barrel, as you noticed, but I was feeling pretty confident that I could still get him. I mean, look, I'm already caught up, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm now that, yeah, you can hit a barrel. You can afford barrel hits and still manage to beat this guy, as long as your drifting is up to snuff. But then there's that stupid corner again, and that's GG. Good going. Good game. Good grief. Good. I don't know. I can't take that any further. So we're going to be going off again. So that's another tip, I suppose. Be wary of that stupid little corner that you... I always thought that it was flush. I mean, you would think so, right? I mean, it's a pipe. It's connected. I mean, it should be flush, but apparently not, because you can definitely get stuck on that corner, as I've done twice already. So make sure that you clear that little corner, and you should be fine. Chain your drifts together well. Try to stay in the middle of the track with the flowing water. I think it's a little faster. That would need a confirmation. And make sure you hit the shortcut. Those are all the tools that you need. Oh, and Dingodile or Tiny. Those are the tools that you need to easily take down the Oxide Ghost, or at least somewhat easily. As for upcoming videos, this is going to end up being one of the longest. I don't know why I restarted there, especially with the earlier time where I hit the barrel but still went on. I don't know. So yeah, as for upcoming videos, this is naturally going to be one of the longest videos out of everything I publish in this series, because I was not having a good run against Oxide himself. I mean, he is a more difficult ghost. I can see it. I mean, I don't feel bad calling him like that. I apologize for any weird noise that might have picked up on the mic there. If it did, I accidentally just bumped my table, but not important. Not important. I would say that the only videos that will end up being longer than this one, and this is before, I've pre-recorded a few videos past this, but just going off, assuming that I have decent runs on everything, the only tracks that will have about this length of video would be Dingo Canyon, Polar Pass, possibly Cortex Castle, and Oxide Station for sure. Oxide Station is arguably going to be the longest video in this series because that is a long track. That is just... I don't like Oxide Station much, but that is going to be one of the last tracks that we do, so that's no problem. I'm trying to think. Anything else that would be longer than this? I suppose let me know if you prefer them being longer like this with more failed takes, or if you prefer the flawless runs that are short, snappy, and to the point with how to beat this guy and showing him getting beaten in action. I'm curious to know what you want, because I would assume that you guys would want the more snappy version, so that you don't have to hear me just ramble on and try and fill space. And I have seen a comment asking if there's going to be more failing videos. Well, you've got one right here, as I failed plenty of times here. So, let me know what you guys think. I want to know if you prefer the longer videos or the shorter ones. Not that it'll affect too much, because it's based on runs, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of the series.